managed to rattle the president. That seeing him up his tone and shout himself hoarse, responding to such claims that probably, yes, he's definitely rattled. And that statement by your party leader that sasa hiyo ndio kazi yetu kukukasirisha. Do you think that that's the best way to go? That now that he's rattled, continue, and that since he has sunk low, go even lower? If it's personal attacks on family, should that be a line to be crossed, attacks on the president's family as well?
Fred, allow me first to say that I'm very disgusted with the way Senator Mungatana is referring to Rigathi Gachagua. I mean, I do not even want to repeat what he's calling him. But when you say somebody is mouthy, you cannot compare. If you are going to talk about people who talk too much, you cannot compare Rigathi Gachagua to President Ruto, whom Senator Mungatana supports. Because this is a president who is always on curves. In fact, sometimes I wonder, when does he even sit down to receive intelligence reports, you know, to do the meetings, to listen to his advisors? I mean, because this is somebody always on curves, every day, by the way, and this is unprecedented. And I don't know, and I would challenge Senator Mungatana to tell me one president in the world who is on curves every day and is a successful president, has been able to grow their country. Because what President Ruto does every day is mchongoano. And I want to disagree completely with Senator Mungatana's view about Nairobi Hospital. A patron, Fred, is a friend. A patron is not a manager. A patron is not an administrator. President Ruto's role as patron of Nairobi Hospital should be the role, I think I would liken it to a best man, to a best couple. I mean, if I have a best couple in my wedding, it does not mean that, the best man can come and dictate how things happen in my family. He can only come as a friend and advise. Please, we must understand the role of, a patron. A patron is not the managing director. A patron is not the owner per se of a facility or any particular institution. This is just but a friend who can only advise. And then I don't know whether Senator Mungatana listened to Adan Duale, the CS for Health, the day before yesterday. He said that Nairobi Hospital, nobody is interested in taking up Nairobi Hospital because it's a private hospital. What does President Ruto say the following day, which is yesterday? He says this is a public hospital, and he admits that actually he's the one who ordered the arrests of some very respectable people from that particular facility. I mean, I don't know what Senator Mungatana would want to say about that. This is a president who has, as a patron, as a friend of the hospital, has ordered, using his powers, misuse of his, abuse of power. He has ordered the arrest of a very respected doctor, the deputy chair also of that particular facility. And that is why Rigathi Gachagua was saying that all these shenanigans are happening because he wants to take over the hospital. And that is the issue the president should have addressed. He is a patron. And so I think Senator Mungatana may want to differentiate between a patron. You'll get your time, Senator Mungatana. It's my time. To differentiate between a patron and a manager of a particular facility. Senator Mungatana says, and I agree with him completely, that there are those unwritten rules. I mean, I cannot attack your spouse, for example, or your children. And I want Senator Mungatana to challenge him to say any day that Rigathi Gachagua mentioned, the First Lady, Mama Rachel, or even the children of William Ruto. But I can tell of incidents where very close people to President Ruto have attacked Rigathi Gachagua's family. Nobody doesn't know what the majority leader, who is very close to Rigathi Gachagua, that is Kimani Ichung'wah, what he said about Pastor Dorcas one day. Nobody doesn't know what Sudi is saying about...
But that cannot be attributed to the president, can it?
But there are people who are very close to him, just a minute, and he has not, said anything. The president has not said anything to disown that line of thinking. And so we cannot, Senator Mungatana cannot present William Ruto as somebody who stands on the moral pedestal, while Rigathi Gachagua is saying Rigathi Gachagua is a very respectable person. He does not attack anybody's family.
Do you see it as a win from your end that the president is rattled by the statement?
No. We are only saying if he's getting rattled by Rigathi Gachagua raising issues, then we will rattle him more because we'll continue raising more issues, especially where he plans or he schemes to steal anything from the people of Kenya. Okay. We will be more than happy, and I have said that before, we'll be more than happy, and Rigathi Gachagua has said that he will be more than happy to expose all the schemes of stealing from the people of Kenya. And if that will rattle the president and even make him even lack sleep, then we'll be happy because we have raised issues that are important. And finally, because President Ruto, in the clip that you have played there, has said that somebody slept with girls young enough to be his daughters. I mean, it is not reported anywhere. But President Ruto, it is in public domain. There is a girl that she impregnated, and he owned up. So President Ruto cannot talk about some things. By the way, sexual morality is something President Ruto cannot talk about because he impregnated a girl and it's in public domain. And he owned up. So when he says somebody has slept with any girl, where was it reported?
Okay.
Where was it reported? Where is he getting it? But for him, everything is in public domain. Yeah. And so let him not go that route. We are going to expose him even more.
Are you going to up the ante, go toe-to-toe with the president when he attacks family? Will you do that?
No, I think I'm more respectable than that. I cannot, for example, mention anything to do with the First Lady. I wouldn't, even if he talked about even if her husband talked about my wife, I wouldn't go down, sink that low. We will leave President Ruto to sink that low for the people of Kenya to see the type of person they elected as president.
Can I say something? Mm-hmm.